Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Faith Created Home. I'm coming to you from Wales in the United Kingdom. This is my channel, my little corner of the internet where I've been recording my diet vlog that I've been doing. I managed to get up to day 14 recording every day. Today now is day 48, day 49 tomorrow. So I still haven't weighed myself. I haven't eaten an awful lot in the last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, but the first 17 days I did without any food at all whatsoever. I just had smoothies and intermittently had juices throughout the week, and I felt great. I felt absolutely wonderful. I was struggling with tiredness in the first 17 days, and I was struggling with a bit of low energy, and I also had very high days where I felt like I had so much energy that I didn't need to sleep. But then I started mixing things up a bit, and I added chia seeds and linseeds. I also added avocado into the mix as well, and peanut butter powder, and that seemed to help. Seemed to give me a lot more energy, a more even energy. And then on day, oh gosh, I think it was 19, that I had a light meal of some chicken and some rice. It was only a very small portion from Tesco's, because I went out with my mum and dad to do some shopping, and they bought me some lunch. So I just had a very small bowl. It had 460 calories in it, and that was all I had that day. And then on the Sunday, that was the Wednesday, and then I ate again on the Sunday that week, and that was day 22, 23, something like that. Can't remember now, it's so long ago. And I did have a barbecue that day for my brother's 40th birthday. So yeah, I have had a few things to eat since. I think so far I've eaten about 8-9 portions of food in the last 48 days. So yeah, and that's only been plant-based food. I've had a curry, I've had soup homemade, I've had a cottage pie that was homemade, I think I had a barbecue, and I had fish. But yeah, as you can see, I can't even remember the food I've eaten. It's been so long since I've eaten. But I have been having smoothies every day. I haven't had juices a lot, because I found that the juices were just making me not dehydrated, but needing to go to the toilet a lot, and I found myself getting quite dehydrated from that, and needing an awful lot of water. So I cut back on the juices and then turned to green smoothies, and I found that was having the same effect, and that I couldn't really digest the bits of pulp of the cucumber and the celery that I was putting in those juices. So I cancelled that right down to virtually nothing, and I've just stuck with the fruit smoothies. Some days I put nuts in instead of the avocado. Other days I've put hemp seeds, the whole hemp seeds, because they're a lot cheaper than the hemp hearts. I've been putting them in. I have been having my 2 tablespoons of peanut butter powder every day, because that contains 70% less fat than the ordinary peanut butter, so that's been really good. Yeah, so I haven't had, yesterday, what did I have yesterday? I made my husband some vegan chickpea burgers and some potato wedges, so I had a bit of that with him as well. And I hadn't eaten since Tuesday, I think. So, and that was a homemade cottage pie that I'd put into the freezer, because I've been batch cooking for my husband, so I'm not having to be around food a lot. So I've been just getting him meals. Tonight he's got chilli and rice out of the freezer that I've made, and because when I do my cooking, I try to make at least 4 or 5 portions of food, so that he's not getting massive portions. I've not got a lot of food waste, and I have meals in the freezer ready, so I can just give him a varied diet throughout the week, and I know he's getting good plant-based food throughout the week as well. So that seems to have worked really well. To any of you who might be thinking of starting a juice fast, I've found that that has been the best thing for me that I could have done, is batch cooking. I don't think I'd have got that this far without batch cooking, and yeah, I just think that going forward that's going to be something I continue to do, because I think for me that's more beneficial, because then on the nights when I don't want to cook, or I'm tired, or I can't be bothered thinking, instead of reaching for the chips and the pizzas, I'll go and get something out the freezer that I've prepared that's nice and nutritious, and I'll put that on the table instead. So yeah, that's been really good. I would highly recommend that if you have a family to take care of, that when you have to prepare a meal, do loads in advance, and then you haven't got to think about it later on. I do benefit from the fact I've got a large freezer, so that's been beneficial as well. But unfortunately with the energy prices and that, I think that batch cooking is a good way forward. So you're not using a lot of energy, you're preparing enough meals in advance that you can do sort of for the next few weeks. I've done sort of 4 weeks worth of chilli, so I know that my husband for the next 4 weeks is going to have a nice healthy chilli, and I don't have to think about cooking that one meal. I've also got curry in the freezer, I've got a butternut stew in the freezer, I've got cottage pie in the freezer. So there are 4 meals that I don't have to think about for the next 4 weeks that he can have. So that's been really, really good. So yeah, he likes potato meals, so I think next week I'm going to be doing him a nut roast, and again I'll make a nice big portion, chop that up into portion sizes and put that in the freezer, and then all I've got to do then is pop it in the little air fryer that we've got, because it's got an oven setting on it, and that then will just cook one portion for him, and I can put roast potatoes in with it as well. So yeah, that's been really good. Today I'm out and I've been picking blackberries. I've picked a really good portion of blackberries. It's been a really good year for it this year. I've already made a batch of low sugar jam. I've put some blackberry vinegar into ferment today as well. Some blackberries that I had in the garden. It wasn't a big enough portion for anything spectacular. They weren't very juicy, they had a lot of seeds in them. So that was just a good use of those blackberries instead of them going in the compost bin. So pigeons. So that's what I've done with them. I've fermented some vinegar. I'm going to do vinegar with them, and I've been watching on the internet on how to make fruit vinegars, and all you need is a quarter of a jar of berries topped up with water, mesh over the top, leave them to ferment until they become a bit alcoholic, and then take the fruit out and leave it to continue to ferment until it becomes vinegar, and it takes about 6 to 8 weeks depending on how hot it is where you are. So that's what I'm trying. Today, as part of my Every Bit Counts challenge, I've also made some apple cider vinegar. I've put that on to ferment as well. Raisins, I believe, are really good for fermenting into fruit vinegar, so I've done that as well. I've got some garlic to peel and put into my garlic jar today, and I've got another bucket of eggs to prepare as well. So that's towards my Every Bit Counts challenge, which is being organised by the Three Rivers Homestead. So I found that on the internet, and that seems to be going really well. I'm doing a little bit every day rather than for the whole of August, which a lot of people were doing. I found it more beneficial to me to do just a little bit every day. So I'm going to share it on the channel, what I do, what I make. I'll do some recipes about what I'm doing as well, and show you the results and how they turn out. I've also been sorting out my food storage area outside, away from the pantry and the kitchen, so that's working out really well. I've got some jam made. I've done blackberry and apple. I've done plum and apple because somebody gave me some little tiny apples which are really high in pectin, so I've used them. I've made some marmalade. I've done 13 jars of each: marmalade, plum jam and blackberry and apple. What else have I made? I've done a lot of dehydrating with my dehydrator. While my energy electricity is cheaper, because we're on a fixed tariff for a certain period of time, which I did just at the right time before all the energy prices went up. So I've been dehydrating like mad. I've done peaches, I've done mushrooms, I've done kale from the garden, I've done courgettes from the garden. I've done broccoli. These stems off the broccoli, I've been chopping them in the food processor and drying them, and then I can powder them and add them to soups and to smoothies. I've done the same with the stems off the kale. I've put them aside so I can put them into smoothies and to juices and to soups. What else have I done? I've done beetroot, I've done potatoes, I've got lemons fermenting in jars. I've got my eggs in buckets. I've done 2 5-litre buckets so far. No, 2.5 litre buckets they are, 5 litres in total. So I've got probably about 40 eggs ready for the winter to see us through the winter. And my hens are still going to lay through the winter because they're only young, so that's really good as well. Yeah, I've done a lot. I've also done some herbs. I've done some rosemary, some sage, some lemon balm, some comfrey for my teas, some mint for teas and for cooking potatoes. So yeah, I've just done an awful lot in a short space of time. Probably in the last 2 or 3 weeks I've done all that, so that's been really good. Yeah, so that's my roundup of my diet vlog. I'm going to weigh myself tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. As I say, I was 13.5 stone when I started, 13 stone 6 I think when I started, 5 or 6, something like that. So yeah, I'm interested to see what weight I've lost, because my clothes are fitting me a lot better. I now have a wardrobe instead of an outfit. All the clothes that didn't fit me before are now fitting me. All the clothes that I thought I was going to have to get rid of are now baggy on me. So yeah, it's really worth the effort. It's really been worth the effort. I've had to have a lot of discipline, a lot of self-control, and yeah, my husband's been fantastic. He's been really encouraging. He's been sort of my cheerleader for the last 5 or 6 weeks, and I wouldn't have got here without him. So yeah. Anyway, today's been more of a restful day. As I say, I've been out blackberry picking. I'll just show you what I've got so far. That is a big 3-litre food container of blackberries. There's still a mountain of them to pick, so I'm going to go home and do my husband's tea now, and I'm going to get them after when he's having his tea. So yeah, I just thought I'd sit and do a brief catch up with you and let you know how things are going. As I say, today is day 48, tomorrow day 49 on my way in to see how much I weigh now, and I'm carrying on for another 50 days. I'm going to do 100 days, so I might mix things up a bit again. I don't want to get back into the habit of eating every day just yet. So I might mix things up again and start having juices again now the weight's coming off, and maybe introduce some different kinds of smoothies and see how that goes. So yeah, maybe put some more nuts in them. But the linseeds and the chia seeds have really helped and really bulked out my smoothies for the calorie content. So I think that's it for today. If you do enjoy these videos, please do like and subscribe, and please do hit the thumbs up button. Please feel free to share any of my videos on your social media platforms. I'm very happy for you to do so. And I do have another channel called Faithful You, which is my handcraft channel, where I share about my knitting and my spinning and my sewing and all the things that I get up to try and do my Every Bit Counts challenge on that channel as well. So that's Faithful You, also on YouTube, and I try to put a video up there every 10 days or so. So yeah, that's it for today. So thanks very much for joining. Thank you to my new subscribers and to all my new viewers who've been checking out my channel. I'll put a link up here for you of my other diet videos and at the end of this video, so you can catch up on what's going on there. And I will see you next time. So thanks again for joining me, and bye for now. Bye bye.